Pakistan's power sector is sitting on liabilities of 9.2 trillion rupees, almost half of the country's annual budget, and a new government report says the leadership still does not appear to understand how the sector can survive as a functioning business. The warning comes after the Central Monitoring Unit of the Ministry of Finance, in its financial year 25 performance review of state-owned enterprises prepared under IMF requirements. The report describes the power sector as Pakistan's biggest financial burden, despite being the largest recipient of government support. It says distribution companies, known as DISCOs, continue to submit weak business plans that are more descriptive than analytical. Instead of showing how reforms will actually reduce losses, improve cash flow, or stabilize finances, many plans simply list activities like improving recoveries or cutting theft without modeling the financial impact. The report bluntly notes that without clear financial reasoning, these plans remain little more than wish lists. It also highlights over 2 trillion rupees in unfunded liabilities across federal SOEs, including 1.5 trillion rupees in unfunded pension obligations in the power sector alone, alongside 1.9 trillion rupees in circular debt, despite massive government injections. Generation companies, or GENCOs, are criticized for outdated and defensive planning, focused on preserving existing capacity rather than restructuring or optimizing assets. The report warns of a sunken cost fallacy, where past investments are used to justify continued spending even when assets are low yield or inefficient. Overall, financial support to state-owned enterprises rose sharply, increasing 37% to more than 2 trillion rupees in financial year 25. Equity injections alone reached 729 billion rupees, driven largely by once-off circular debt payments. Government loans to SOEs also climbed by 34%, while sovereign guarantees rose by more than 50%. Reflecting the growing exposure of the state. The report notes that profitability across SOEs declined, and the combined net adjusted loss has reached 122.9 billion rupees in financial year 25. The National Highway Authority posted the largest single loss, but the power sector was close behind, with losses exceeding 315 billion rupees. Perhaps most strikingly, the report calculates that out of 12.97 trillion rupees collected in taxes, around 2.1 trillion rupees, or 16%, was channeled back into SOEs. In simple terms, for every 6 rupees the government collects, 1 rupee is absorbed by state-owned entities. The Financial Ministry Monitoring Unit is now calling for stronger governance, faster audits, better accountability, and serious restructuring, warning that without reform, Pakistan's power sector will remain one of the country's biggest economic threats.